to be connected in this platform and connected with all of you. I hope that everyone is doing well, is excited to be on here, and happy 12. We're celebrating still the whole month. We're celebrating Organo's 12-year anniversary. For me, it's such an honor and privilege to be connected. I would like to thank all of OG Corporate for this opportunity to serve the team, for us to be here today, and to really share something that it's in my heart to share today. First of all, I want to start thanking OG Corporate for the opportunity, for Mr. Bernard Shua, Miss Adeline Shua for the opportunity of Organo, for everything they've done, and they have created this beautiful enterprise, this big company that has been such a blessing for so many of us, and how without Organo, how many lives would have not been impacted, but they were bold enough to make this a dream come true, and it's such a blessing for so many people around the world. I would like to thank Mr. Paul Caldwell, who has been really phenomenal in constructing this new wave of Organo, this new generation with all the changes that are going on. And honestly, we are just so grateful for everything that's coming and that everything that has occurred, but what's going to happen, that's even more exciting. How many of you have had the opportunity to try the new OG Pay? I mean, that excites me, just how innovative, how changing we've been. That's super duper just mind blowing, just to see how much we've grown, how much things have changed in just 12 years. And I think when I was thinking about the business today of what I was going to share, I was like, what should I share? And I think that one of the things that really impacted me when I started this business is knowing that this is a business about people. It's about people and who is leading the business and who is driving the business, and operating out of gratitude. It's been a great important thing about the business, but also creating great relationships all around. And I think that that's the main key to any successful business, is the quality of relationships that are built. And so basically today, I just want to share that with you. And before that, I want to say thank you to all the leaders who have gone before me, who have served, and who have paved the way for all of us to follow. For all the new leaders who are emerging, for their stories, it's so inspirational to see what is happening. Their stories is just people being impacted with the product, with the opportunity, is just truly extraordinary and inspiring. And I want to personally thank my ambassador, Ms. Blanca Saturas, for her leadership, for her mentorship, just for who she is and how she's impacted my life, and all the leaders of OG, the Nielsen family, the Rakowski family, for their leadership and all of what they are doing and they continue to do for the Organo family. For everyone on this call, thank you so much for being part of this extraordinary family and for being part of the next wave of leaders. And so the topic of today, write it down, is this is a business of people. Say it with me. This is the business of people. And if you understand that, if you accept that this is a business about caring for others, you will go fast. You will go fast. You will understand that you will have more impact in the long run. And that's the key. I think the key to a lot of successful people is that they have given and donated themselves to others. And that's what's going to make a big difference in your life. And if you build the business caring for others, you will impact people's life, and you will be making an impact in their life, and then their life is going to be impacted. It's going to be a domino effect all over people's life, and that's the key. If you are able to do that, you're going to have a solid, unforgettable, joyful, fun-filled business. And if that's the key for everything, if you understand that, then everything that's going to happen in your life is going to be extraordinary. And so I want to share with you guys a little bit of this information that has been so important to me to understand, because the whole business, my whole business, I think that when I've been most successful in Organo, it's because I've understood this and I've been able to really to construct the business from this parameter. This is a business of people. Network marketing is about a business of people. Even though we are in an age of technology, we are in an age of transformation where things are changing constantly. What matters the most is the people you're working with, the people you're serving. And if we serve from the heart and we really care about those we are in business with, our business will be growing and growing time after time. People, Jeb Blount said, people buy you. The real secret to what matters in business is people buy you. Do you care? Are you really genuine? Are you really interested in their well-being? And if you understand that, then magic. And that you really operate from transparency, and that you operate from integrity, and that you operate from a genuine pace of caring for others. While money is important, it is a business, which is any business person is going to look at the results. What's going to drive any successful business is the quality of those relationships invested in those business. And something interesting to know is that in MLM, there was a study done that recruitment happens 34% recruited by a friend, 12% are recruited by a family member. So that means that 46% is happening from people that you know or that you're close with. And then other percentage happens because of a friend or referral. How many of you have had referrals? So again, it goes back to you giving the best of you and creating meaningful connections. And the key is networking. Networking means creating connections. It's about creating alliances with people. And the thing is that many of us think, oh, well, it is a business, it's all about the money. No, it's about those connections. Who do you know who knows someone who may be benefiting from the product, who may be benefiting from this opportunity? So investing in those relationships is fundamental for the growth of your business. And when my business has gone very well, the key is that we have created good relationships from the beginning in those relationships. And people go farther when they thought they could. People have gone farther than they thought they could when someone else thought they can. When someone else thinks they can. So if they feel that someone else is believing in them and that is encouraging them, they're going to feel like, you know what? I can, this is worth it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to give it the best of me because someone else is believing and encouraging me to go the extra mile. And if you're able to find that and to instill that in people in your business is going to grow even faster because people are going to have that belief that you believe in them. And that's the key of everything. That's the key of business, is the key to believe that you are able to inspire others to believe in themselves. And that's so important. And if you manage to do that, it's building others, because the whole business model is helping others create customers, and others build themselves and still believe in others. But we all have to start by believing in ourselves, working on ourselves so we can radiate that to others. And that's the key. There's a saying, I think, and I want to share it with you guys. John Osterberg says, other people don't create your spirit, they reveal your spirit. So working with others is going to reveal what you have in you, right? So that's why it's so important that we understand that. And if we think about it, how does your business grow? It grows by more people consuming your product or your opportunity. Help others grow and become leaders. People helping people. And if you see the red person is you radiating and impacting other people around you. And if we are able to do that, if we're able to really understand that this is how our business grow, our business will continue to grow rapidly, especially in this world of internet. People are connecting with other people, but you still have to remember that it's about people. Now, if we continue to see this, is someone wise once said in Organo that create a genuine friendship and you will create diamondship. You will create a diamondship. You will create something that is pure. It's something that it's worth, that is worth sharing. It's something that it's solid, that it's transparent. And that's what we need to create those solid friendships based on integrity, based on transparency, and based on genuine care for one another. Okay, and this is in Spanish because, long story short, but I'll translate it. We have to work in ourselves, because if I tell you, touch your nose, right now, touch your nose, and you see me touch my mouth, you're going to touch your mouth. And that's why we need to work on ourselves more than anything. We need to have a mentor that we're going to respect. We need to work on ourselves, and we need to model with the example and lead by example. That's the most important thing. Leadership is about leading ourselves so that we can inspire others to really be inspired to take action, and they be inspired to be part of your team, and they be inspired to model you. But if your words are not congruent with your actions, it's really hard for people to respect you. So it's really important that if it's a business about people, that we really give it our best to be the best of the best that we can be for others and for ourselves, and we feel better about ourselves. But when we start working with people, we also have to understand the importance of assimilating this. This really helped me to really love what I was doing and to be a more mature leader, because maturity is nothing to do with my age. It has nothing to do with my status. It has the ability to do how I handle my emotions under pressure, how I manage my reality in times of discomfort, how I manage tension. That's maturity. And many people think it's all about the age. No, it's about you being able to operate under extreme pressure. And it doesn't mean that you reach a rank and you have reached maturity. It's a process of growing. The first step of being of leading a life according to the 4 agreements, leading with the 4 agreements, creating relationships that are meaningful, is to be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Whatever you say you're going to do, do it. And that's how you earn the respect of the people on your team. 2, don't take anything personal. And this is really important, because when we're leading, we're constantly thinking like, and I pause for a minute. You always think like, oh, this person said this because of me. Oh, my leader, my mentor said this because of me. Oh, my distributor quit because of me. Oh, this person didn't show up because of me. While it's about you, it's not about you. So yes, it's and this is confusing, because you're like, well, but you said at the beginning that it's about you. Yes, because you have to work on yourself. You have to create a charismatic personality. You have to create a leadership that is authentic, that it cares about people. But when people do things that affect you, you can't say it's because of me. Because sometimes things are happening in people's lives that we have no idea that it's happening. People say things or do things that has nothing to do with our own journey. It's their journey. And if you are able to wash it off, and kind of like, if you, most successful leaders who have left an impact in this world, they just let it go. They let it go. They say, you know what? It's part of their process. Because many times we get attached to some people. We feel like they're going to be with our team forever. And sometimes they're not. It's just like a customer. Someone may start buying at Macy's, and then they say, you know what, I want to now shop at Sears. Whatever, things, people change their personalities, people change, people change all the time. But we need to not take things personal. Do not, in any way or form. It's a business about people, but it's not. You can't let people's opinion of you impact you where you're going, or your purpose, or your destiny, because people's opinion always change. You have to be on a mission where you're going and give the best of you all the time. But you can't let your destiny be determined by someone else's opinion of you. Number 3, don't make assumptions. You don't know what's going on. If someone comes and tells you something about their business, about someone else, listen to both sides. I learned this from Ms. Blanca Satura as our Crown Ambassador. She's great at asking questions. Okay, what do you think? What is happening? Because you don't know, unless you know both sides of the stories, you're going to make assumptions, and you can make the wrong assumption, and there goes what people think of you, your reputation, your assumption. Whatever that your assumption can lead you to the wrong result. So be neutral and completely transform your life by truly operating from clarity, without emotions, from logic in a moment. You have to be logical and say, okay, let me approach this as a business person. If someone doesn't show up, don't assume that they're not interested in the business. If someone doesn't answer your phone, don't assume that they don't want you to call them. Ask questions and listen to their response. And lastly, the 4th agreement is always do the best you can. Sometimes, that's what's going to be everything. Now, don't let perfection get in the way of good enough, but always give the best of you. Go the extra mile. Give it the best to the people in your team, to yourself, and that's going to give you a big reward, because it's who you become in the process that matters the most. So if you're able to lead the business like this, your business is going to start growing to another level. It's also important to know who you're working with. Know their why, how they operate, what is the results that they want. If you know the why, their purpose, is going to be easier for you to influence them. Understand how they work, and also understand what results they want to have. It is wise to know your team members. Discover their form. The form is family, occupation, recreation, and message. What is it that impacts them the most? Discover their why. What is driving them? What gives them passion? Why they want to be part of your business? And lastly, but not least, discover their personality. Those of you who are parents, you know that every child you have is very different. They cannot be compared. They cannot be, sometimes they're very alike, but there's a lot of differences. And you have to treat every single person as an individual. While there's some things that are universal, like the 4 steps, people's personalities is going to respond differently to different situations. And as a leader, it's your responsibility to know your team, to know them, what fuels them, what fires it up, what gives them motivation, and understanding that was going to allow you to drive your business to another level. It is about people. While motivation is something internal, you can create the environment that is conducive to growth. You are the thermostat. What that means that you control the temperature of your team, but you need to know what inspires them. You need to know what drives them so that you can create that business. You can create that that environment that is successful to grow. There are 4 personalities in business. One is a driver, the Reds. They're competitive, demanding, determined, strong-willed, purposeful, focus on results. They take charge. They're quick decision makers. They like challenges. And then there's the blue people. They're expressive, social, dynamic, demonstrative. They're enthusiastic, persuasive, motivated. They're inspired, involved, create excitement. They like things going fast. They like the fun, the party. The Reds, they like results. They want to see everything growing. They're very direct. And then you have analyticals on the green. They're cautious, precise, deliberate, questioning. They want to know how it works. They want to know everything. They ask all the questions, focus on the facts. They value logic, commit slowly. But when they commit, they're very, very clear, and they ask they're very committed when they commit. And the yellows are the amiable. They're caring, encouraging, sharing. They are patient, relaxed, cooperate, seeks agreement, provides support, communicates trust. The Reds are motivated by results. The blue is motivated by being with people. They like to be social. They like gatherings. The greens, they're driven by process. How smooth does this work? And the yellows I like to be with a purpose. They want to feel that they're part of something bigger than themselves. So when you're going to present the opportunity, you need to know who is your prospect, what inspires them. And you discover this by asking questions. The quality of questions you ask was going to give you the results that you need. So the reds and the blues, the greens and the reds are on the one side. They're very much about the big picture, especially the reds, task oriented. They're informed. They're driven by information. The yellows and the blues are more people oriented, and the yellows are more tranquil, more slow. They're very loyal. And the blues, they like fast pace. A lot of salespeople are blues. A lot of yellows are teachers, so they're more about people and how you make them feel. So it's important that you understand that, so that you can lead with efficiency, you can lead with knowledge, and you can really drive your business. Especially if you're just starting, it's important that you start learning this. But most importantly, who are you? What motivates you? And maybe you can, and one of the things about when we first started is having a mentor, sharing them. You know what? I am a blue. I am a red. Or sometimes we can be different colors depending on where we find ourselves, the circumstances we are in. So analyzing yourself, understanding yourself is the key to you being able to influence others, because you know, okay, this is how I like it. Okay, this is good for me, so that I can motivate myself, so that I can really be leading by example. But I also need to take a moment and say, you know what? The golden rule of life is treating people how they want to be treated. And if you understand this, we're going to be able to truly impact other people's life. The motto of Organo, the last 12 years, is bringing the treasures of the earth to the people of the world. And we can only do this if we really care about people. Okay? And then one of the keys that, and when I was looking at doing a right journal, is leading by caring for people. How do we win friends and influence other people? It's really important, especially if you have people who are different personalities, different race, different background, different ages, right? I had to learn this because I started in the business when I was younger. So some people, there's generational gaps, and I have to understand this. I had to understand this, and I have to continue to understand this. But these are some universal rules that Mr. Dale Carnegie found. It is that people don't like to be criticized. I learned this the hard way. I don't know how many of you have done this. You criticize someone publicly, and when you humiliate someone, guess what? They're gonna be impacted, and they're gonna feel like, you know what, this person doesn't value. And no one likes to be humiliated. No one. Doesn't matter how strong they are, they take it internal. Make sure that we have to make sure that our words are edifying people, building them up, not debuilding them, because destructing them, excuse me. Because you have to remember that a lot of people have negativity all around them. Their family member, their friends, people who say, you know, you can't do that, this doesn't work. So you have to be that agent that builds light, that gives light to others, so that you can give them hope. And you have to resonate the positive things. Be generous of praise. Tell them what they're doing well. Highlight the good things in them, and they're going to keep repeating it. Remember people's name. It's really special when someone says, hey, think of Miss JC from Tampa. Oh, she's going to be like, wow, she remembers my name. Oh, Maribel. She's going to be like, wow, you remember my name? Oh, wow, Monset from Mexico. Oh, wow, she remembers my name. And for me, when I was first starting in the business, I remember when there were leaders who I would see them in conventions, and I would be like, wow, they remember my name. I felt so special. I felt like, wow, they really cared about me. So knowing people's name is so little, but it can make such a significance. And we have to be intentional with that as leaders, and be genuinely, the fourth thing that Mr. Carnegie says is that we have to be genuinely interested in people's lives. We have to care. We have to show them that we really care about them, that their lives matter for us. Listen, when they're sharing something about their lives, listen, take a moment to listen. They can reveal so many different things about their lives, about their motivations, if you stop and listen. Also, be quick to accept your mistakes. As leaders, as people, we're imperfect people. And so when someone in your team highlights something you did wrong, be humble enough to accept your mistakes. And guess what? People are going to be more accepting of giving you grace than if you're arrogant. And that's important. And correct those things. Correct those areas that are mistakes. Because honestly, that's going to make a big impact in people's lives. You're like, wow, they're humble. I want to be like them. That inspires me. And you're going to get better. Sometimes the best reflector of your growth is the people in your team. They can share some things that you could do it better. And there are times when I've been not that great of a leader when I haven't listened to my team. But when I've been the best leader is when I listen to their feedback. And lastly, there's a lot of good things I really recommend that you read this book. It really impacted my life, is to make people feel that they're important. Make people feel that they matter. That's the key to everything. That you as a leader, you as a distributor, you as a business partner care about them and that they're important to you. Because the way our business grow is through people reordering products, consuming our product, you grow, helping people grow. And if you don't care, if you don't show that their order was important to you, guess what? They're going to get tired of ordering. And I've learned that the hard way. So making people feel important is the key. The key to having a growing, bubbly, contagious, positive, ascending business that keeps progressing month after month is by making people feel that they matter, that they're important to you. And if you can create that in your business, this kind of relationship, your business is going to go really, really far. But it all starts with the decision that the key to your business is going to be caring about people, because it's a business of people. While we recommend a product, the way our business grows is through word of mouth. It grows, if we go back to the beginning, is that 46% of the business happens from people that you know and trust, and from referrals. So if we master this, we can really create a business growing machine, unstoppable. And when you're going to give feedback to your business, it's important that we learn this technique with everyone. And Ms. Blanca is awesome at this. And all the leaders that are really, really successful in Organo or in the business world, they have learned to do this, to do the sandwich effect. Praise, highlight what they did well, what they need to continue. The criticism, and I wouldn't say like a personal feedback, say something, you know what, I would love for you in the future to really reconsider doing this presentation this way. I would recommend that you start your presentation on time. Oh, I would recommend for the future for you to change this. And then say, but I love how you delivered the presentation. You see that sandwich effect, people are going to say, you know what, I'm going to be willing to listen. Then if you start with, you did this wrong, and you did this wrong, they're going to block off, and then I'm going to get the feedback. People are like children. We are all inner child. Our inner child doesn't like to be scolded. We are adults, so we need to, even though we're adults, we are still children at heart. We need to be treating people with respect, with love and care. And when we need to give feedback, remember the sandwich technique. It goes a mile. It makes an impact. So as leader, if we're giving feedback to our platinums, our platinum elite, they're not our employees. They're just a voluntary of people working together. So we all have to work in partnership. And the only way that we can create harmony is if we respect each other with praise, constructive feedback, praise. That's how we're going to create that harmony of love and trust with one another. And if you think about it, think of a leader who has impacted impacted you and why, right? If you think about it, and I'll change it real quickly, who has impacted you and why. If you think about that right away, you're going to say, wow, write down those qualities. the leaders that impacted me the most are those who have been caring, who have been intentional, who have been inspirational, who have had integrity with their work, and they have been driven. Think of those things. How have they impacted you? Write those qualities down and let those qualities drive you. Imitate them, duplicate them. And that's how we're going to be able to impact others. Maya Angelou said it best. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you do or what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. And if you think of that question, those leaders that have impacted you the most are those that made you feel a different way. They instilled in you a belief. They instilled in you a picture, a vision of how wonderful you are. So let's drive our business from that model of impacting people's lives. Let's drive that business by making people feel important, because they are important. Because our business, without customers, without leaders, without a community of people involved in this ecosystem, it will not grow. But for that system to grow, it starts with us changing, us reading, us operating and connecting to a mentor who can guide us and share some of their lessons that they have learned, so we can become better. So they can also give us feedback. They can also help us become that best version of ourselves. Tomorrow, I just want to end with this. Tomorrow, we're starting a beautiful, continuing with all the virtual opportunity meetings. But tomorrow is a big, big festive day in Organo. We have all of Organo connected tomorrow with a virtual party. I want to invite all of you to get your list out there with love intact. Invite people. Think of the color personalities, how you're going to invite them. Think of, are they driven by facts? Are they driven with the idea that we're in a festivity or in a moment of celebration? Think about, are they driven by the cause of Organo? Whatever you are doing, remember those things as you invite for tomorrow's big event. As it's our birthday, is our 12th year anniversary, and we're all celebrating all around the world in this global movement event. And I can't wait to see all of you there. I want to thank you all for being connected tonight and for being part of this week after week system that works. And I'm so grateful for each one of you, grateful for our Organo family and our Organo leaders who together are creating one of the most beautiful stories of people helping people around the world. With that, I thank you. Remember, it's easy, it's simple, it's Organo. It's been a pleasure being connected with you, and I hope that you apply this information so your business goes to another level. We love you all, and I can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Thank you. Bye, Organo family.